All right, I'm gonna make sure and share this to my personal page. All right, let's see. Coon Hunters Outdoor Ministries. Man, I need some new lenses for my glasses. I can't see worth nothing. Excuse me. All right, we're live. We're live. Let's see. Mute all. Let's see, minimize all these chats. All right, and let me click in here. All right, let me get this shared out. Let's see. Jason's not going to be able to be here tonight. Mitchell's not going to be able to be here. And then John's doing softball with his daughter, so he's not going to be able to make it.
Got
And
the fourth best.
Adams, what now?
So you got the fourth best.
Yeah. Shoot, I got a good one. All right, let's see. All right, let me get this shared out to people. Let's see. John should be able to listen at least. So how's everybody doing? Everybody share this live out. got got my awesome buddy Marcus there live with me. All right, let's see. Let me share it out to my personal page now. Group copy link. Okay. Whoops. No, not that. I don't know if Miss Teresa, maybe Miss Teresa, I get to watch, and hoping Robbie got a good topic for tonight's show. Let's see. And everybody that's watching, let us know where you're watching from.
Grove Hills.
Grove Hill. We putting Grove Hill on the map. Hey, let's see. So how you been doing? You been doing all right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Glad to be
That's
back
great.
home. Living in Grove Hill finally.
Heck yeah, I bet you like it way better than Atmore and. Uh, why did this freeze up on me now? And let's go here. Got 4 people tuned in. Y'all share this live. Share it. Share it. Let's get 10 people in here. Got a great topic for tonight. As soon as I get through tagging these people to come watch. So got a great topic. Let us know if you're watching from Quake Radio's Facebook or Quake Radio's YouTube, or you're watching from my ministry page, Coon Hunters Outdoors Ministries. All right, and let me edit this. If anybody's got any prayer requests, y'all leave them in the comment section, and we'll be sure and pray for y'all at the end of the show. See if I can get Artie in here. Miss Marilyn, Robbie, Shane, Jason. Let's see. Kayla, Tony, Cornbread. Let's see. So what's everybody up to tonight? Did you have a long day driving?
Today actually wasn't that bad.
That's cool. So where all do y'all drive to?
Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Louisiana, a little bit of Georgia.
Wow. So you all over the southeast
Yes, yes.
or southwest, what do you call it? All right, let me make sure that I got you. Oh wait, I got to tag you in this. All right, boom. There we go. All right, it's shared out. So tonight's topic. So I told Jason I'd come up with a topic, and the topic I choose is witnessing. And so that's a big that's a big broad term. You could use it like witnessing to people where they're at, what they're going through, um, or just witnessing in general. But that's a good subject that we hadn't covered yet. And I like witnessing to people. I'm no Bible scholar by no means. I couldn't. You could ask me a whole bunch of questions, and I'd be like, "Hey, look, I gotta ask so and so." I'm just gonna be honest with you. But what I am good at is like these little witnessing tracks, and I'm super good at this. It's easy to do because I listened to I was telling Jason this. I listened to two other Christian radio stations besides ours, and I listened to Revocation Radio, which is out of Birmingham, Alabama, and I listened to ChristianRock.net. And one of the things I like that ChristianRock.net does is, even though they're a big conglomerate station, it's still pretty cool because they still get the word out about Jesus, and they do Christian rock music all day long. And then they've got like six other substations for the other genres. And then, like, there's no commercials. You'll just hear advertising their radio station, their website. And then one of the cool things they do is they do a thing called Evangelism Minute with Pastor Dave Chafee, who works with a ministry called Agents for Christ. And I remember looking it up one time, and Agents for Christ is basically a ministry where they go out and be agents for Christ, try to get people for Jesus. And so each each one he does, they'll do like six Christian rock songs in a row, and then they'll go into the little music segment, and then they'll say, "Well, this is Evangelism Minute with Pastor Dave Chafee for Agents for Christ Ministries," and then he'll get on and talk for about a minute, 2 minutes, and then a lot of times it'll be a repeat, but it's still cool to hear some of them over and over in case you forget it. And one of the ones he did, and I've heard it 2 or 3 times, is witnessing tracks. And the good thing about witnessing tracks, like I got two different ones here. I got this one that says "You Belong Here," and then I got this one, "The Perfect Gift: Good News in Troubling Times." And he talks about how, excuse me, throat's messed up. But he talks about how with witnessing tracks, when you give one to somebody, somebody always ends up with it. Whether they throw it away, whether they leave it there, somebody always ends up with a witnessing tract. And the cool thing about a witnessing tract, it doesn't argue with you, it doesn't talk back, and it's just there. And I really like the way he put that because, you know, sometimes we as people, we might could make things worse by just, if we don't know or we mess up what we're trying to say. But all I do is I tell people, say, "Hey, here's your free gift," and then boom, hand them this, and most of the time they say thank you. And so it's something simple like that. So you got something on witnessing?
I mean, it's always good to give out those little pamphlets and stuff like that, like the Gideons do. I mean, they do a lot of good work. They really do.
Yes. And the Gideons give out those life books. I love those. And then of course they also give out the little miniature Bibles, which is
The Gideon
cool.
Bible.
Yeah, the Gideon Bible, that's it. Yeah, I like those. So, all right, we got three people in here. Y'all share this live out. Let us know where you're watching from. All right, let me go in here. Let's see. So you said you had a story that you wanted
Yes,
to tell.
yes, yes. Um, it's been 12, 15 years ago since it happened. But I was in Gary, Indiana, one week up there working, and I went to a Kmart, and there was this preacher standing out front, and he was just handing out little pamphlets, spreading the word, and Worked for he's a little small church, and these 3 4 Muslims circled around him and just started just making jokes at him, laughing at him, picking at him, messing with him. And he said, "Okay," he said, "I want to ask y'all something." And I never knew this until I got older. He said, "I can sing you hundreds and hundreds of songs about Jesus and how I love Jesus and praise Jesus and tell you how great Jesus is. And y'all want me to hush? You want me to shut up? You want me to be gone?" He said, "I'll make you a deal. I'll leave right now if you can sing one song of praise for Allah."
Ah,
And I didn't know this. It's against the Muslim religion to sing songs of praise to Allah.
oh,
Like you're not allowed to do it at all. And
wow.
before it was all said and done, the 3 Muslims sat there and listened to him for about 30, 45 minutes. And they said the sinner's prayer with him.
Really? Wow, that is awesome.
Absolutely.
Wow, what that? I bet that was cool to witness.
No, I've never been to Kmart and seen 3 Muslims get converted, but I did that day.
Hey, that just goes to show you that anything can happen at anywhere, anytime, any place. You know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you read the Bible about witnessing. I mean, Isaiah, your favorite book of the Bible right there, 53:5. He was a
Hmm.
witness because it didn't work. The first witness let them out, and the people of Israel, they didn't want to, they had the false gods and all that. It didn't work. Isaiah did it. And then Moses went up and come back, and he witnessed to them.
Wow, that's awesome. Moses had a good testimony, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. And like the resurrection, I mean, it's all through witnessing because there's only a handful that seen him after he was raised, and they went and spread the word like you're supposed to.
And like most people think, well, a lot of people think you're supposed to be some big Bible scholar and you're supposed to know every book of the Bible. I certainly don't. I'm just old, plain old South Alabama redneck. I ain't nobody special. I just enjoy telling people about Jesus. I may not have every answer to every question, but I know some people that do, or I can look it up.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I mean, this you ain't got to be you, you ain't got to be no big time preacher to go around telling people about Jesus, because anybody can do it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I got a good friend of mine, old John White, that lives 2 houses down from me. He's doing the fill-in preacher. He's trying to get him a church going, and I hope he finds him one. Be a full-time preacher, but he's filling in. I got another buddy, Blaine Newton. He's a deacon at Fulton Baptist, and it's just like me and him were talking the other day, and I never realized, but there's 613 commandments in the Bible. Everybody
Wow,
look, oh, there's 10 commandments. No, there's 613 of them.
wow. Sorry for not being there. Thank you for keeping the show going. There's Jason right there. It's no problem, Jason. Yeah, Jason comment from Quake Radio's YouTube. Shout out Jason Katz, the owner of the radio station. How you doing? So yeah, I didn't realize about that about John, because I think highly of John, and
Oh
like
yeah,
I know
John's a
he,
great guy.
yeah, I love John, man. He's always been good to me. We used to go to, oh, when I really started hanging around John and getting to know him and his wife Holly real well, was when Brother
He's a good
Lauren
woman.
Robinson was here, and
Mhm.
they had the momentum classes on Thursdays at the Baptist Association office up there, and John and his wife would always go up there, and that I always make sure and go out of my way and speak to him because I like him. And I didn't realize until you just told me that he's trying to be a preacher, because I know he went overseas, did the mission trip overseas,
Yes,
and
the
then he was
after.
going to do another one.
Yeah, they're going back. I was cutting grass last week, and he come over here and stopped and talked, and he must have stayed about 30, 45 minutes talking out in the yard. And they're going to go back and everything. And he filled in last Wednesday at Fulton Baptist.
Really, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, he would make a really good preacher, because
Oh yeah,
that's like my buddy Austin Bedwell. You know Austin, don't you?
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Austin's been filling in since he's not the youth pastor anymore, but he's been filling in at different churches as a preacher, um, and there's some people's got it. I ain't got it in me to be a preacher, but
Oh
mad
no.
props to those two that do. Yeah, John was his first trip. He was selling the Krispy Kreme donuts. Hey, John, there's John. Maybe John get to tune in, get to come up by the end of the show.
He's done
um,
a lot. Done a lot for him. You know, it's just amazing. You know, I mean, all the stuff we take for granted, and over there, and it's just a luxury. Like we can go right now to the sink and turn the knob, and the water comes out. Well, they have to walk 5, 6 miles just to get water. You know.
that is crazy. Like I can't imagine what it's like going through all that because I know he witnessed it firsthand. And then, like, whenever my church, we used to do the mission trip to, I think it was Guatemala or wherever it was, they would fly and they'd go in there and to build one house. And a house to those people in Guatemala is a $500 hut, basically,
Hmm.
is all it is.
We call
That's
it a
a
shed.
house.
They call it a house.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, we need to be thankful for what we got because we could be living like them.
And back 20 years ago, Grove Hill Baptist used to do a lot of mission trips. I used to go on a lot of mission trips with them. We went to Maine, we went to Ohio, we went to Waveland, Mississippi after Katrina,
Yeah.
went to Moscow, Idaho. It was them and all the a bunch of group out of Coffeeville always got together and went over there.
Man, that is awesome. And I never got to go on any of those. But what was it like going to like up north and stuff?
It was very unique. I mean, I was way younger. I wasn't but 11, 9, 10, 11, 12 going on
Uh-huh.
them. But I mean, it was just very, very different. And they all thought it was funny the way we talked. We thought it was funny the way they talked. And like when we went to Idaho, to Moscow, Idaho, we call it Moscow, COW, cow. They call it co. And
Wow.
that's the first time in my life I learned Spanish. We had a day off and wanted to go fishing off this train bridge. There were some Mexicans fishing on the bridge. In Idaho, they have this wasp called a bold faced hornet. It's a wasp about 3 inches long.
Ooh.
And the Mexicans jumped up and yelled, "Bombos, bombos, waspy, waspy." Well, me being South Alabama, I didn't know what he was saying. And they take off running, and I'm sitting there still fishing, minding my business. And next thing I know, here they come. Obviously, somebody had aggravated the nest of hornets,
Ooh.
and they were swarming on that train bridge we was fishing on.
Jeez. Ooh. I don't like no red wasp. I can't. Them things. Ooh. Them things will tote you off. It sounds like.
Oh yeah.
I've been up north one time. I went to Pennsylvania and then went to New York when Blake was living in New York working for a law firm up there. I went to New York City. That was quite interesting. Like I had this Yankee lady at a restaurant up there. It was some restaurant we went to. Like down here, you got all these famous restaurants everywhere. Well, up there they got a bunch of them, just different name. And we went in this restaurant, and this lady told me and my dad, "Where y'all from? Y'all's accent sounds funny." I said, "You think our accent sounds funny? Yours sounds real funny to us."
That is true.
It's a different world up there, especially in New York City. I'll be able to put that on my list that I've been there, but I don't think I'll ever go back.
It's something to go see, but I couldn't live there.
No, no. Like, okay, to tell you how different New York City is, every every other street corner is basically like a redneck mechanic shop. Every other street corner, barber shops all over the place, meat markets all every other street. Like it's different. Like parallel parking everywhere you go. Garbage trucks running down the street 100 miles an hour. And went to a restaurant. Now this has been years ago. Went to a restaurant there. Got a Coca-Cola back when I still drank Cokes, and the the glass was smaller than a normal sized Coca-Cola can, and to get a refill you had to pay like $2 because down here you get free refills.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, holy crap! Went to a Yankees baseball game, rode the subway train. That was interesting. And then like Blake was telling me about um his apartment he was at. He's like, yeah. He said my landlord's in the mafia, and he said he just hired a guy to work for him that just got out of jail, and the reason the guy was in jail because he killed a guy that sold him some fake cocaine. I'm like,
Mm.
oh, okay, that's nice to know. Your landlord's in the mafia. He's, oh no, but he's a good guy. He's doing some work on the apartments, and it's looking real nice. And we was walking up the stairs, and I seen a guy painting the stairway. I said, okay. I mean, it might look nice, but it still doesn't change the fact he's in the mafia.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
never forget that as long as I live. That's quite an experience. I hope um I hope I don't go back.
That's for certain.
But I tell you what, though, imagine. So speaking of witnessing, imagine trying to witness to people that like live in New York City, because one of the stats that the news said not too long ago was New York City has over, I think it's 70% of all your millionaires. Instead of millionaires and billionaires, your wealthy, show enough, some high number of people, and they said it's 300 something thousand people of the wealthiest people live there. That's what they said. And so I kind of see why the cost of living is so high up there.
Absolutely.
Which I mean, they all need witnessing too. Also, that'd be tough to go up there with that, and that's just the rich people who live there. That's not including all the folks like us and everybody else that lives there. Ain't no telling how many people live up there.
Oh yeah. Millions. I can tell you that. Millions. Millions.
Yeah, that's too many people for me. I'm happy where I'm at with 1,400 rednecks and other folks where I live, where me and you live.
Oh yeah. I've been gone so long, man. When I come back, I don't know. I used to. You see somebody walking on the sidewalk, toot the horn, wave. I know who they are. I don't know none of these people no more.
Yeah, and like um, I'll see people at church, or my mom, my dad will see people at church. Who are they? Who are these people? I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't know. And then I'll see people that I've known forever and ever, and I can't place their name, and it drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's getting old, Jared. You're getting old.
Yeah. Oh, look, I tell you, um, when I started feeling old, is several years ago. My oldest brother Maury came down, and his daughter Kirsten came down to visit, and they spent the weekend. She was 15 at the time, and she stayed on her phone the whole entire time, the whole weekend. That's how I knew I was old. I said, "Holy crap!"
Oh yeah.
And
Kids
now,
with these phones nowadays, they don't even know nothing's going on around them.
no, and which I mean, I'm on my phone a lot too, but like there comes a time where you just gotta kind of. And now, like, Kirsten, she's in college at, or about to graduate or something from the University of Texas A&M, and I'm like, I felt about this big when she was 15 and come to the house. I was like, man, I'm getting old, man. I'm 38 now. Man, I'm going to, you get to the point where going to have to start using WD-40 and PB Blaster to grease your joints up.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
So, all right, everybody share this live. Y'all share it to all your groups. Share it with all your friends. We'll get John to share it. I'm sure, actually, John's probably already shared it, knowing
So,
him.
how did you like the race play last weekend? Didn't you go to Florida race play?
Yes. Um, I went to Northwest Florida, and I love that place. It's really nice. You ever been to Baker, Florida?
Oh yeah.
That's where it's at. It's not far from the town of Baker. Maybe 5, 10 minutes from the town of Baker, if that. Um, I've become friends with Shane Barnhill. I don't know if Shane's watching or not. Maybe he'll tune in. But anyways, so me and Shane have become good friends, and he came on my show recently, and then um, he came on my podcast and talked about his racing. And he drives a pure stock car and a vintage car. He's got like 4 or 5 cars, and he was sharing about his. He was asking for prayers for his dad, and so he said, "Hey, everybody, please pray for my dad." So I made a post and started sharing it out, and then had all kind of people praying, and because he was worried about losing his dad was real sick, wasn't doing good, and then his his prayers were answered. His dad got better, and is now. I think he told me the other day he's in rehab, fixing to leave rehab. I can't remember what it was he was sick from, but it was to the point to where they had done told everybody, said, "Hey, y'all gonna have to call the family. He's not looking good." And but due to a miracle and prayers were answered, his dad ended up beating it. He's still got a good ways to go, but he's doing a whole lot better. And so I gave Shane some of these witnessing tracks to like these to hand out, and then he's gonna hand them out to different racers and stuff. And that's cool that he's on fire for the Lord too. I like to see people on fire for the Lord. But if you ever get a chance, Northwest Florida Speedway is a really nice facility. It's an old racetrack. It's been there a long time, but it's a good one.
Oh yeah. I'm going to Why Not this weekend.
Now that's gonna be fun. Um,
Gonna be a lot of them there.
yeah, cause
They
why
got
not?
big money.
Oh, that's gonna be
15,000
um,
to win.
whoo, and that's the supers, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Um, I'm supposed to be going to a car show Saturday morning in Mobile. I didn't pay my pre-entry, but then the more I look at the weather, I doubt I'll even get to clean my truck Friday because it's supposed to be like 80% rain Friday, and um, then
Well,
that night, uh,
Bebo's built a new car wash right there at exit 15 in Saraland. The
really,
one that used to be by Sam's Club.
uh-huh,
They built a brand new one right there at exit 15.
nice.
Right now,
Oh,
right
Teresa,
through the car wash where you go.
Teresa, you'll love why not? It's Rodney Wings, the owner, and my buddy Chris Creighton's the announcer, and then Shannon Ayers is a race director. You'll love it there. It's only an hour and 18 minutes. It takes me and Marcus an hour 18 to get there. And then Saturday night, if it don't rain us out at Tri County, I'll be working Tri County. I love being an announcer up there, and the Day family is so good to me. Like Miss Marilyn and everybody, they're Christians, so they let me talk about Jesus over the intercom, uh, and I was trying to play some Christian music last time up there, but the speakers were kind of messed up and it didn't come through clear. But hopefully we'll have a good weekend of racing. We got a hot dog contest, and
I seen that. But see, I figured the fans would do that, but no, y'all gonna make the racers do it. They're gonna be so sick of them cars.
I told Jamie today. I told Jamie today. In fact, let's see. Teresa says David raced last weekend at the mag, and the mod cut off, and he got slammed. Oh, I hate that, Teresa. That sucks. All right, so let me go in here. I'm gonna read this so everybody know what me and Marcus is talking about. So let's go to Tri County Speedway's Facebook. All right, so we got a special race this weekend. It says we're counting down to the real hot dogs of racing, hitting the track at the swamp. Some of the best on the edge of your seat racing goes on in the impact zone. Photo bombers, pure stocks. Let's see mods, rules. Let's see. Let's see. This Saturday night, payout for first place purses fall on the plates of the features two pole setters from each class. It will be according to how many hot dogs they can eat at intermission. Each class's two pole setters will eat as many hot dogs as they can in 2 minutes. The total between the two racers representing their class will be added up as one total count. The payout in the hot dog eating contest for the features is as follows. First place class, $1,000 to win feature, and the two pole sitters will also get the championship ring. Second place, $800 to win feature. Third place, $600 to win. Fourth, 500. Fifth, 400. Second place back in each class will be regular payout. Which class do you think will be the winner of the $1,000 to win championship rings? So that's going to be interesting. So I told Jamie today, I was talking with him on the phone, and I said, man, somebody going to be crapping like a crippled goose eating them hot dogs. Like in the race car, I don't know, man. Whew. I
I
don't like
wouldn't
hot.
do it. I just wouldn't participate in that. I don't believe eating hot dogs, getting that race car, getting shook up is going to be good for the goods.
I don't like hot dogs. So I couldn't do it. I would probably puke everywhere. But I can tell you this, with this happening, there may be a different feature winner. Yeah, Teresa says that they're gonna be sick, exactly. So there's probably gonna be a different feature winner than normal. And I can see why they did that. So we'll see if it shakes things up a bit. So Teresa, you got so okay. So tonight's topic, Teresa, is witnessing. So you have anything you'd like to add about witnessing? Like it could be anything. Witnessing the people where they're at. Um, and so okay. So here's a for instance. So somebody that's struggling through something, and they're struggling. They can't get out of it. They're not fully trusting God, or they're not saved, or whatever the case is. Um, I've had to learn this recently through some stuff. Is you don't have to, if somebody's going through something, you don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be there for somebody. Just listen to them. Let them vent. Let it get out of their system, and then just tell them that God listens. You just gotta trust Him. And I've had to learn that recently, and it helps doing that because if you know somebody that's struggling with something, you're not always gonna have the answer or the right answer or whatever. Sometimes people they just want you to know that you care and that you listen and then you tell them that God loves them and God's there for them, and that helps. So if y'all okay, let me tag some more people. Let's get some more people in here. All right. Where to go? Yeah, Teresa, I had to learn that recently through some stuff, and I got a friend that's going through some stuff, and I had to learn just, hey, you're not gonna have all the answers. You're not going. You just need to be there for them and pray for them, and don't don't try to, uh, don't try to have the correct answer or anything like that. It's sometimes it's just something as simple as just listening. All right, let me tag some more people. Let's see. So you got anything else you want to add about witnessing?
Much, but witnessing is the key to Christianity. Spreading the word, tell them what you saw,
That's
what you
right.
heard, what you know.
That is the truth right there because people, you'd be surprised what a simple going up to somebody and just telling them God loves you. Something as simple as that. Like I did that one time recently. I don't remember who it was with, but it was a customer service person on the phone. I had called and was ordering something or whatever it was, and I told them that, and they like to fainted. Like you could just, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. That means a lot, and that kind of thing. And I was floored. I said, well, you ain't gotta have nothing. Just tell them God loves you, and something simple as that. Let's see. I'm trying to tag some people. How you doing, Miss Teresa? Who all else is watching? Well, we got two people watching, so got Teresa, and I guess John's listening in. John's probably still at the ballpark. Let's see. All right, I just tagged some more people. Maybe they'll get to tune in. She said, "Doing good tonight. That's great." Um, I don't get. Did you get to watch last night's show?
Bits and pieces of it, not the whole thing. I didn't.
Okay, that's cool.
So I didn't get
So that
home
guy.
till 7:30 last night. And then come home, showers 8 and all that.
Okay, that's cool. So the guy that was live with me, his name was Josh Richards, and he goes by the artist name Redeemed. And that was my first time ever talking to him. Was besides me texting him back or calling him on the phone, but he was at that event I went to a few weeks ago, that outreach at the beach event,
Hmm.
and he was one of the Christian rappers, and I got a video of him on my YouTube singing that song that I played of his last night. But I played a song of his called "To the Church," which is a Christian rap song he did with another guy named Joshua Hutchinson, and Joshua's artist name is Clean Slate Music, and it's a really good song about the song is about he's so fired up he's gonna run to the church, and he's fired up for Jesus, and he's running to the altar. He's gonna tell people about Jesus, and man, that's a banger. And I told him I love that song. The only thing I got against that song was it wasn't loud enough. And the reason why I say it wasn't loud enough, like you can tell the difference in the type, like the quality of songs or whatever. And I'm not bashing its quality or anything, but like a lot of times when like I download music and then I also buy CDs, and I download music through Amazon, which is where I got that one. And you can tell the difference in the volume of that song versus the next song that I play after that. You can tell it's a quieter song, but other than that, it's a banger of a song. And I just like, I like getting excited telling people about Jesus. I don't ever have no. Every now and then, I might get in a deep conversation with somebody about um about Jesus, but most of the time it's just doing something easy like pass these out. And we get, if you ever want any of these, let me know. We have thousands and thousands of these in the church up there that nobody's doing anything with.
Speaking of that church, how's the sanctuary coming?
So, from my understanding, is that they're hoping to get back in the sanctuary around, it's either June or July. We're hoping to have our first service back. Um, Last I heard, they got everything, they got the ceiling fixed and bolted together or whatever, and now they're just putting everything back and putting all the final pieces back, from my understanding. So, for those that don't know, did you hear the story about what happened?
All I know is Dwayne Huggins went to change the light bulb and found that the roof was sagging or something or other, and then come to find out it was water damage and was about to fall in on the sanctuary.
Yes,
That's the
yes.
story I was told, and what's the whole story? I don't know.
So that's a good story because Dwayne did. I believe he was the one of the ones that noticed it. So the other story I have to add with that is, oh, that'd be great, Mr. Ray. So that'd be great. Next, yeah, that'd be awesome. So, okay. So last year I always do a saw you at the pole rally.
Hmm.
And for those that's watching, the saw you at the pole rally is basically, so we always do, like every year, all the local schools in Alabama does the see you at the pole,
Hmm.
where they get all the high schools together and the students pray around the flagpole. Well, my church, many, many moons ago, probably 20 years or more, actually over 20 years ago, they came up with this thing called Saw You at the Pole, where they get all the local churches, any church really that wants to participate. We've had churches in Pine Hill, other counties come in, and they all pre-register, whatever, and they get together at my church that night, Wednesday night. We always have a guest speaker, and then we always have um like a worship band or artist, and then my church always feeds the youth, and we usually do pizza or hamburgers or something. And this year was pizza, or this past year was pizza. We had Shannon Knight come preach. Have you heard him preach yet?
Yes, he's good, very good.
Oh, I love Shannon Knight, man. And like he's such a good preacher. Let me tell you how wild he is. Like I've become friends with him. I love talking with him every
He
time I
ain't
see
he
him.
ain't gonna stand still. I can tell you that.
He ain't gonna stand. You exactly right. And you know this is what Ike told me the first time Ike saw him. He told me when we got done, Ike's seen him two or three times since then. He said, Jared, he said, I would say turn him loose on a Pentecostal church, just see what he'd do. He said, I wish they turned him loose on a Pentecostal church. I lost it, man. That's the funniest thing. Because if y'all know Shannon Knight, y'all need to look him up on Facebook. Shannon Knight. He's in two gospel groups. One of them is called the Darrell Williams Union, and then I can't think of the other gospel group, but he's a phenomenal singer too. And he's a traveling evangelist. He lives in the redneck town of Ewan, Alabama, and now he's a preacher at a church up there. But like he still does the speaking engagements, and he'll go, and like Marcus said, he will not stand still.
Mm.
He's all over the place, all over the place. And then he gets out in the audience and is still preaching, and then he'll stop and he'll sing, and like 2 hours later he'll be done. And like he's and so we had him as the guest speaker at the Sawyer Pole rally. Well, the band we had was Seventh Time Down, and Austin lined them up. And I've seen Seventh Time Down on Winter Jam. These guys are big. These guys are legit. These are big, big artists. And so the church couldn't afford to pay the full band, so they had two packages. You could buy the full band experience, which is all their instruments, drums, everything, or you can buy just an acoustic set. And so Austin got the acoustic set, and Seventh Time Down canceled at the last minute because one of their members, family members of the band, was sick. So they canceled, and then Austin was flipping out. He's like, "Oh my gosh, who am I gonna find? Who am I gonna find? You know, this is like the week of. We need a band. We need a band." Everybody he called, it done canceled, or they couldn't do it, whatever. Well, finally, he got a guy named Isaac Pittman, and he's about, and I don't know how old Isaac is. Probably he's like middle-aged black guy. Awesome, phenomenal singer, and his band's called the Isaac Pittman Band. And so he got them to come play, and Isaac did great. I met him, got my picture made with him. Super nice guy. Well, that like they had the most people they've had in years in that church, especially for that event. Mostly they had 435 youth plus adults there that night, and that's with the band and all. And so Isaac and them got done. We fed them and had an awesome time. Well, the very next day was when they found the church it was sagging or whatever. And so everybody's known for years that when they designed that, the original engineers that designed it didn't do the best job in the world when it burned down and they built it back. And so that's why, 'cause it wasn't a very good job done. And so all these years later, it caught back up with them. And so to add to that story is that we really believe, or I do anyways. I want to say Austin does too. Yeah, I'll have to ask him to make sure, but I really believe with all my heart that seventh time down canceling at the last minute was a blessing from God because even though they were just going to do acoustic music, they said that they would have been louder than the Isaac Pittman band, and it would have been so loud it would have caved the roof in of that church on everybody. And they said that Isaac Pittman, like that swap at the last minute, was a blessing from God to keep people from getting hurt, and that is amazing. And that ceiling falling, like it was. I never did see what it looked like, but I heard everybody said it was bad, especially Dwayne, and everybody said it was super bad. And they got Chris Dunham in there, him and his dad with their construction crew, and they've been doing all the work. And they like they had to put all these support beams and stuff up to keep the ceiling from falling in on everybody. And we hadn't had that was sometime last year when they found that out, and we hadn't had church in the sanctuary since. But that goes to show you, it goes to show you how God works, because it could have been real bad with 435 people in there, and it would have collapsed. And I've been seeing for a long time. I've been seeing cracks all in the ceiling. I've been seeing them cracks run down some of those wood beams down the ceiling. And one thing, so several years ago, we had in there that they would have several Saturdays in a row where all the men would get together, and we did a project where we was putting walkways in the top of the ceiling of the church, and we was taking these plywood and making walkways so they could walk and change the light bulbs out, because before there was no walkways and it was pretty sketchy walking up there because you thought you was gonna fall through the ceiling. Oh no, sir! I got like you literally have to go in that closet behind the choir loft, go in that closet in the very top behind the baptism, and climb up above the air conditioner where the air conditioner, the big air ducts and all that goes through. You have to climb up there and then walk through there. Me and heights don't get along, and I went up there, and that was scary and sketchy walking across these plywood supports where, and it worked where they could go up there and change the light bulbs. They made it to where it was real safe, but my goodness, that was scary.
Well, you ain't got nothing to worry about. The ground will catch an airplane.
Yeah, and I can tell you this: now that they've got that ceiling fixed, they're gonna be doing new carpet in the church, and then they're gonna be doing um they're putting LED lights in, from my understanding, so no more of those incandescent lights.
Which I mean, those should have been changed out a long time ago. All the heat those old bulbs put out, it's unreal.
Yes, it is. Yeah, they should have been changed out a long time ago.
But when I bought this house right here, the first thing I did was change bulbs, and it just unreal the heat that they put off.
And you save on so much electricity
Mm-hmm.
with LEDs.
That you do.
So, anybody got any prayer requests?
I was finna say, let's get the prayer request in. We're gonna have to wrap it up. I gotta get a shower and go to bed.
Yeah, yeah. This is the end of pretty much the end anyway. So, uh, if anybody's got any prayer requests, y'all leave them in here. We got 4 people in here. I appreciate all 4 of y'all watching. Jason and everybody will be back next week, hopefully. Maybe John can be back live with us, and Adam too. So y'all be sure and pray for my friend Robbie. Pray for his business. Let's see. Teresa says continue Rhett. Okay, yes. So Teresa's son Rhett's deployed. I think he's in the military, Air Force. So he just got deployed to Qatar, the country of Qatar, or however you say it, Qatar, or whatever the
Guitar.
proper. But yeah, that sounds more legit. But yeah, he's deployed there, so y'all pray for him and pray for Miss Teresa too. She could use a lot of prayers. And then my friend Robbie, he needs back surgery. Can't afford it, and then he needs his business, the fuel arrestor to pick up. I'm helping him with that. And then my other really huge prayer request is y'all pray for my friend Jessica Gerwer. I don't think Jessica's able to watch tonight. I wish she was able to watch, but we're praying for you, Jessica. I hope everything gets better for you. You're welcome, Miss Teresa. So you want to lead out with a prayer?
Yeah. Dear Heavenly Father, please bless us and bless everybody listening to this show. Please continue to guide us with your wisdom and let us be more and more like you every day. Let everybody be the witnesses that you want us to be, and let your will be done, Father. In your heavenly name we pray, amen.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It really cool having you on. We'll have you on a lot more. You can come on next week if you want to.
Oh, yeah. If I'm home, I will. Some days
Okay,
I'm home early, some days I don't get home to after dark.
well, that's cool. All right. I appreciate it. And we'll see y'all later.
All right, Jared. Appreciate me.
So, all right. So that was my buddy Marcus Etheridge. He lives right down the road from me. Not even 5 minutes up the road from me, if that. Um, See you later, Miss Teresa. So there's our website, quakeradio.com, where music is therapy. If y'all want to donate to help our station grow, go to our website. We're a beacon of light in the darkness. So y'all go to quakeradio.com, and then if you want to listen, there's a link scrolling across the screen to be able to listen to our radio station online. 24/7 Christian music, underground Christian rap music, Christian rock music, and then a little bit of your K-Love type music in the mornings. So appreciate all y'all watching and listening. God loves you. See y'all.